maybe I'm reading into this too much, but to me it seems like every single time I see YouTubers advertising a product that looks absolutely amazing for a fantastic price, it turns out to be of totally subpar quality and maybe even a lot more expensive than it actually deserves to be. Dollar Shave Club, for example, seems fantastic. Maybe it is. I haven't tried it personally, but I know like just about all of the good reviews that I've seen have been sponsored reviews. Same deal with Manscaped. Like everybody who's sponsored by Manscaped says it's just the greatest thing on earth. I've seen some reviews that were not sponsored by the company, and they said that it was subpar or even just one of the not like worst razors of the market. And that is certainly the case with something I've actually tried, and that is Magic Spoon cereal. I was hearing so much about this for months from so many different YouTubers that eventually I decided to give it a try because I'm trying to eat healthier and I really like sugary cereal, so I figured why not give it a shot. Now, this stuff, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. It costs like $10 a box and it fucking sucks. Um, there's different flavors, obviously, and the flavors, they vary a lot. But one thing that the majority of them all have is they have sort of that gas station protein bar taste. You know what I mean? Like you ever buy like a protein bar from a gas station, like you're hungry, you want something like a little more filling than just like a candy bar, so you buy one of those like quote unquote healthy snack bars. This has that same kind of like weird, almost like a chemically taste to it that those have. And mind you, it's not unbearable. Um, I think if you're really, really committed to like cutting sugar out of your diet as much as possible, but you were just like a huge cereal enthusiast, this might be the way to go. If you're willing to spend, like $10 a box, it's not terrible, but like if it was cheaper, like if it was the price of normal cereal, I'd be inclined to buy this again. I bought, like the normal package, which is like 4 boxes for $40. And I would absolutely not buy it again at that price. But, if it was cheaper, I'd buy it occasionally to, just to be a little bit healthier. But again, the flavors vary in quality a lot. So I'm going to go through the flavors that I bought and give you an idea of like which one each tastes like. Blueberry muffin. This was one of the first ones I tried, and it's not terrible. In fact, I would even go so far as to say it's one of the better ones. My issue with it mainly is that it tastes nothing like blueberry muffin top cereal, which is like probably what you'd expect it to taste like, but it doesn't taste like that, like at all. It tastes, like it has like a vague blueberry muffin taste, but it's not that kind of taste, and it absolutely has the chemically protein bar taste to it. It's still got protein, it's still got sugar, so I'm no expert by any means, but from reading the nutrition facts, I suppose it's good for you. So yeah, the blueberry for me gets like, I would say a 6 out of 10. It's tolerable. The next one was one I was actually really excited for, is the peanut butter cereal. I thought for sure that there was no way this could go wrong. This is really bland and like really salty. Like it's not like a peanut butter kind of salty. Like it's just like a basic like salt and grain taste. Like it's not the worst thing I've ever had in my life. It's almost like a totally neutral other than just salt. I would give this like a 5 out of 10 maybe. Not great, definitely not great. And then there's the apple cinnamon. I thought these were gonna taste like Apple Jacks. They do not taste like Apple Jacks. These, like in no uncertain terms, like This is awful. The apple cinnamon is just like so bad. I had one bowl of it, and like the other two or the other three flavors that I've tried, I've gone back for a second bowl. I've had these for like a couple months now. So that'll give you an idea of how like not terribly excited I am to eat them. But this is just awful to the point where like I'm actually kind of considering just throwing the bowl away. Would not recommend. I'm talking like 3 out of 10, I'm gonna say. Really intense on the bizarre aftertaste. Um, doesn't taste like Apple Jacks at all. It tastes vaguely like apple cinnamon, but not in Apple Jacks kind of way. Yeah, absolutely terrible. There was one cereal that I very nearly just straight up liked, and this seems to be one of the more popular ones because like all the sponsors and stuff, like they're all really like gung ho about promoting this one in particular. And this is the fruity flavored. It's not called Fruit Loops, obviously, and it's all right. It's pretty okay. Like it doesn't taste like Fruit Loops. It doesn't even taste like generic Fruit Loops, but it tastes almost like generic Fruit Loops, if that makes any kind of sense. Um, the weird aftertaste is still there, but it's definitely lighter here than it is with most of them. Um, it's got a sweetness to it, like you wouldn't know it's sugar free or anything. This is like a really like lame complaint, but it's only got 3 colors. I don't know if you can tell through the bag, but it's just got like the yellow, the pink, and the blue. So I don't know. It doesn't look very much like Fruit Loops, kind of, but and that's another thing. All 4 of these flavors, and near as I can tell, all of the flavors in general are just like really generic ring shapes. Like they don't have any kind of shapes to them. Like again, we're getting into some like nitpicky stuff right now, but at $10 a box, you know, I feel like this is something you gotta bring up. But yeah, anyway, the point is not Magic Spoon cereal in general. The point is like I feel like most products that YouTubers advertise to their sponsors tend to be like this. I'm not saying all of them, but it certainly seems like YouTubers, the vast majority of them anyhow, are not particularly picky with who they're sponsored by. And I'm not trying to be judgmental because I don't do this for a living, you know, far be it from me to say that they need to be more responsible. I'm not like upset about it. There's YouTubers that I like that have advertised this to me, and they sure had me convinced that it was going to be just great. Um, you know, it's a bummer. It is what it is. Obviously, you know, YouTube is their living. I don't begrudge them for that. But the point is just anytime you see anything heavily, heavily advertised by YouTubers, especially lots of YouTubers, it seems, just like, you know, take it with a grain of salt because a lot of them seem to be not incredibly picky with who they are sponsored by.